Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm counting down my top 10 games for the Wii. Now before I start, I gotta admit, there's quite a few Wii games I haven't gotten a chance to try yet, like Skyward Sword and The Last Story, so this list is going to be from a smaller pool of games than normal. But with that being said, these are all still good games in my opinion, so with that out of the way, here we go. Number 10, Pokémon Battle Revolution. Battle Revolution is a game that gets a ton of hate, and I completely understand why. If you don't have the DS Pokemon games, you're stuck using crappy random Pokemon, and that's literally it. But if you do have the DS Pokemon games, there's a lot of fun to be had here. First and foremost, you obviously get to see your Pokemon that you train in full 3D. And I gotta say, the Pokemon models don't look all that bad. Now, the game does lack in truly unique game modes, and you'll spend most of your time facing gauntlets of trainers in various stadiums. But I still had fun doing it, and at the end of the day, that's what counts. And I admit I had a bit too much fun customizing my various characters. Battle Revolution wasn't the Pokemon Stadium 3 we all wanted it to be, but I got my money's worth nonetheless. Number 9, Muramasa, the Demon Blade. Here's a game I actually only played for the first time last week, but it left an impression on me, so it earns a spot on the list. First thing I absolutely love about this game, the visuals. Oh my god, is this game beautiful. Everything is vibrantly colored, and the game's cartoony, almost anime visuals help flesh it out even more. And of course, let's talk about the gameplay. I can't speak for the Wii controls, since I use a GameCube controller, but the game plays like a solid hack and slash or beat 'em up for the most part. Now, the boss battles are where the gameplay truly shines. Imagine a 2D Devil May Cry and you have the boss battles of this game. They're really fun and can be quite challenging too. What took me by surprise about this game is how much extra content there is. You can forge and equip multiple swords, the areas you explore are by no means linear, and there's even 2 different protagonists with different storylines. It's an all-around great game and I can't wait to put more hours into it. Number 8, Wii Sports. Yes, Wii Sports is number 8. Such a simple and accessible game has had me gaming with the likes of my friends, teachers, girlfriend, family, and more. I've even played it by myself plenty of times and had fun. My games of choice are baseball and bowling. I imagine I put at least 10 hours into each alone. Tennis is fun, but I think it can be BS at times. Boxing can be surprisingly a good workout for your arms if you're really that into it, and I've only ever touched golf literally once or twice. A lot of so-called hardcore gamers will dismiss this game as a spawn of Satan since it's casual in every sense of the word, but I love it. Number 7, No More Heroes. Here's a unique game that blew my expectations out the water. Well, for the most part. I'll elaborate on that in a bit. You control Travis Touchdown on his way to become the #1 ranked assassin of an organization. Why? So he can get into foreign girls' pants. Seriously, that's his one and only motivation. Or at least at first. Over the course of the game, he goes through some subtle but noticeable character development, and I found myself liking him more and more as the game went on. The battles in this game are really fun too. They take full advantage of the Wii's motion controls. So you'll be swinging and slicing off dudes' heads left and right as they burst into fountains of blood. Lots and lots of blood. This game doesn't skimp on the blood. Now, the major problem I had with this game that stopped it from being one of my favorites of all time. In between these assassination duels, you have to raise enough money to get to the next one. How do you do this? Mini games. Really lame and boring mini games. Also, that same money will most likely go towards upgrades for your weapons, stats, and clothes if you care about that. So, that means the process takes even longer. This absolutely kills the pace of the game, and is why No More Heroes isn't higher on the list, as much as I would have liked it to have been. Number 6, SD Gundam G Generation World. The SD Gundam games are the sister games to Super Robot Wars. While I vastly prefer the latter, the former has cemented a place with me, and that's pretty much due to this game. It was the first I had played the series, and after a couple hours in, I was pretty much hooked. Think of pretty much any character in Mobile Suit from the Gundam universe, and it's probably here. You can even mismatch them, so you have combinations like Hyrule in the Unicorn Gundam, or Camille Badon probably in the Susan Owl. Gameplay wise, it's typical strategy RPG fare. You move units and usually your objective is to kill anything and everything that's not on your side. This game even has permadeath for your mobile suits. Something I had to discover the hard way. So if you like that shiny 00 Riser Gundam you spent hours grinding for, better keep its health above the red. And speaking of grinding, this game has a surprising amount of it. Most of it isn't necessary, but you'll want to do it if you want your favorite mechs. You'll be selling, evolving, combining, and trading them countless times to get your ultimate team. And looking back at my armada of death and destruction, I say it was well worth it. Number 5. Mario Kart Wii. Here we have the first Mario Kart game to add a completely new and unique vehicle type, motorcycle. I'll flat out say that I prefer the motorcycles to the karts. The wheelie they can pull off has won me countless races. This game also added 12 player races, which in Mario Kart can only add to the chaos. And it was the first console Mario Kart to be online, so points for that. Some of the new courses are still among my favorites in the entire series, such as Koopa Cape and Coconut Mall. Only negatives I really had with the game were the rubber band AI and the Wii wheel. It sucks. Number 4. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This game is the sequel to Path of Radiance on the GameCube, and I have to admit that I actually played this one first. But that's really only because Path of Radiance was impossible to find in my local game stores at the time. Now, with that being said, I say that my overall enjoyment of these two games was still as great as they could have been if I had played them in the right order. Radiant Dawn, while not as good as its predecessor, is still very good. The game has a couple very memorable stages, the cutscenes are pretty much all very enjoyable, and have this unique style to them that's hard to put in words, and the music is pretty good. Looking back on it, I say it does everything well, but it never takes any of those elements to the next level. But at the end of the day, I still like the game, and that's all that matters. Number 3. Naruto Shippuden Clash of Ninja Revolution 3. Plenty of people consider this to be the best fighter on the Wii, and I can't really disagree, even if I never got to play the Japan exclusive sequel. While the Ultimate Ninja Storm games have flashy visuals, but meh gameplay mechanics, this game is kind of the polar opposite. Casual play is extremely fun, but for those more competitive, the gameplay is pretty deep. I spent countless hours playing 4-player free-for-alls with my friends in this game. Having to watch your back for someone trying to sneak attack you, or giant jutsu flying across the screen was always fun. Number 2. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I've had a lot of fun times with Brawl, both the regular version and the even more fun Brawl Minus. I could pit Sonic and Mario against each other, with Solid Snake firing missiles in the background, and Lucas from Mother 3 bringing down meteors. That's why I love this game in the Smash Bros. Series, taking these iconic characters and having you and some friends beat the crap out of each other with them. Also, this game's soundtrack is a Nintendo fan's wet dream. A lot of fans consider this game to be inferior to Melee, but with more stages, music, characters, game modes, items, final smashes, and more, I'll take Brawl every day of the week over its predecessor. Number 1. Xenoblade Chronicles. Taking the number 1 spot is the game I expected to hate, but ended up becoming one of my favorite games of all time. It still amazes me that Monolith was able to fit such a crazy amount of content on one disc. The world is ridiculously huge. If you see something in the distance, you can explore it. There was literally a time where I discovered a cliff with a gigantic ocean under it and land far away in the distance. I jumped down, and to my shock, I was able to swim to that faraway land and explore it. It's not just the world size either, there's countless side quests to do. I completed the game at 100 hours even, and I had only completed about 2/3 of the side quests I discovered. And if all that extra stuff isn't your thing, the story is amazing and worth playing solely for as well. And as anyone that's played the game will tell you, the music is on another level completely. Now, I'm just hoping the spiritual successor can blow this one out of the water. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are my top 10 Wii games. And as I said before, I'm still getting around to playing a lot of Wii games, so that top 10 list might change in the near future, who knows. But anyways, what are your favorite Wii games? I'd love to hear them. and maybe even give me some suggestions for games to try, because there's a lot I haven't tried. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.